In the year 2342, humanity no longer whispered secrets to the wind. We sold them. Chronos Corp called it memory transfer. For most, it was a way to relive the perfect vacation or the thrill of a first love. For others, like me, it was a way to forget. My name is Kael, and I was an echo miner. My job was to extract traumatic memories from wealthy clients and discard them into the void, the digital abyss where data went to die.
I lived in Neo-Alexandria, a city of chrome towers that pierced polluted clouds, illuminated by holograms that promised perpetual happiness. But I knew the truth. Behind every purchased smile, there was a memory sold, a piece of the soul locked away in a silicon vault. My apartment was Spartan, gray walls, a window with a view of the city's incessant glow, and the constant hum of my extraction terminal. That was where I spent most of my days, diving into the minds of others. I had seen it all: betrayals, losses, fears so profound they barely had form. I was a professional ghost, haunting the haunted houses of other people's souls.
Everything changed on a rainy Tuesday. The rain in Neo-Alexandria wasn't natural. It was an atmospheric purification cycle, cold and sterile. My communicator blinked with a new client. Her name was Elara. She didn't want to forget. She wanted to find a memory she had lost. "It's like a word on the tip of the tongue," she said, her holographic image flickering before me. "I feel its absence, a hole in my story. It was 10 years ago. Something happened, something important, and now it's just silence." The job was unusual. Reversing the process was theoretically impossible. Memories weren't files in a folder, they were complex neural networks. Erasing them was like burning a map. But her offer was too high to refuse, and curiosity, a treacherous force, pulled me in.
I connected to her mind. It was like entering a vast, silent library. Her memories were organized, almost clinical. I saw her childhood in a lunar colony, the smell of synthetic dust and the sight of the blue earth hanging in the black sky. I saw her rise through Chronos Corp, where she was one of the lead architects of the very transfer system I used. And then I found the hole. A 3-day period, exactly 10 years ago, completely blank. It wasn't a natural void, it was a wall, a barrier of corrupted data, deliberately erected. Trying to penetrate it was like punching concrete.
I spent days scouring the edges of that void, searching for fragments, for echoes. I found traces. The image of a hand holding hers. The sound of an unknown melody. The smell of ozone, like that of an impending storm. They were like fossils of a lost moment. Elara grew more anxious each day. "Have you found anything?" she'd ask, her voice tense. I couldn't tell her that whatever was there had been erased with a precision only someone from inside Chronos Corp could possess. Someone like her. That's when I had a dangerous idea. If I couldn't break the wall, perhaps I could go around it. I used an illegal protocol, a reverse echo, to analyze not her memories, but my own. The logic was simple. Every extraction leaves a mark, a ghostly residue in the operator. If I had been the miner who erased her memory, there would be a trace in me.
I plunged into my own past, a place I avoided at all costs. I had become a miner to forget my own trauma, the loss of my sister, Lena, in a transport accident. I had extracted every memory of her, every laugh, every argument, until her face became just a blur. As I navigated my own labyrinth of erased pain, I found something unexpected, an echo that wasn't mine, the melody I heard in Elara's mind, the smell of ozone, and then a clear image,
me 10 years younger in a secret laboratory, and by my side was Elara.
The pieces fell into place with brutal clarity. We had worked together. We were dissidents trying to expose a catastrophic flaw in Chronos' technology. The transfer didn't just remove memories, it created echoes of silence, sentient fragments of consciousness trapped in the void, suffering in an eternal loop. My sister's accident wasn't an accident. Lena was our lead researcher. Chronos silenced her. And the trauma was so immense that I did the only thing I knew how to do. I erased everything. I erased Lena. I erased our work. And at Elara's request, to protect her, I erased her memory too. I had been the architect of her silence.
I disconnected from the terminal, my heart hammering against my ribs. The synthetic rain beat against my window. I looked at my reflection in the dark glass, and for the first time in years, saw the ghost of Lena in my own eyes. I called Elara. "I know what you lost," I said, my voice hoarse. It wasn't a memory. It was a war. I told her everything, about our work, about Lena, about the echoes in the void. She didn't cry. Her expression was one of terrible calm, the calm of someone who finally understands the shape of the monster that had been haunting her in the dark.
That night, we didn't sleep. Using my knowledge as a miner and Elara's access as an architect, we didn't try to recover what was lost. We built something new. We created a virus, a digital lullaby, the melody I remembered. We released it into the Chronos Corp system. The virus didn't destroy anything. It did something far more radical. It gave peace to the echoes. The lullaby traveled through the void, calming the trapped fragments of souls, allowing them to dissolve into a true silence, not a muffled scream. And for every Chronos client, a single memory returned. Not the traumatic one, but the first memory they had ever sold. A first kiss, a father's laughter, the warmth of the sun on a summer day. The company that sold forgetfulness had suddenly returned a remembrance. The chaos was immediate. Trust was broken. The empire began to crumble.
I don't know what the future holds for us. Chronos will hunt us. But today, for the first time, the rain in Neo Alexandria feels real. Elara and I sit in silence, watching the city change. We didn't recover our past, but we gave a future to countless soul fragments. I am still an echo miner, but now I don't search for memories to erase. I search for those that need to be heard. For I've learned that an echo, however faint, proves that a voice once existed. And every voice deserves to be remembered. Silence can be broken. You just have to find the right note.